Look at this woman's face. Now, somewhere on this scale is the amount of makeup men actually find most attractive. Where do you think it is? Most women guess here. Most men guess here too. They're both wrong. Researchers at Bangor University tested this, and men consistently preferred 30 to 40% less makeup than the woman was actually wearing. Every single time. Nobody, not men, not women, chose the full face. What men find attractive isn't what anyone thinks. Not even men. And makeup is just the beginning. Scientists have spent decades trying to crack the code of male attraction. The things that move the needle most aren't the things you'd expect. Men respond to them every time, without knowing why. There are 4 hidden forces driving what men find attractive, and none of them are what you'd guess. In 2014, researchers at Bangor University and the University of Aberdeen photographed 44 women, no makeup at all. Then they asked those same women to apply makeup like they were going on a night out, photographed them again. Then they created a sliding scale of 21 images between the two, from bare face to full face. They showed those images to a separate group of men and women. One question: which is most attractive? Nobody chose the full face, not once. Men consistently preferred 30 to 40% less makeup than the women were actually wearing. And when researchers asked both men and women to predict what men would prefer, they both guessed the heavily made-up version. Everyone was wrong, in the same direction. Where does this gap come from? Researchers think it comes down to authenticity. A 2024 study found that men can detect makeup on a woman's face in as little as 50 milliseconds. That's faster than a blink. And when they detect it, something shifts, especially for men thinking about long-term relationships. Heavy makeup reads as a mask. Masks make people uncomfortable, not consciously, just somewhere underneath. Sorry for the interruption, but if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing to my channel. I'd like to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of June, so click that subscribe button. It's free and helps me out a lot. Now, let's get back to the video. But this creates a contradiction. If men prefer less makeup, why does makeup work at all? Because it does. Dozens of studies confirm it. Women wearing makeup get rated as more attractive, more competent, more trustworthy. Because makeup isn't about adding something. It's about amplifying something that was already on your face. Men can't tell you what it is. They just respond to it. But makeup isn't the only choice that moves the needle. There's something simpler. Something you can put on in 3 seconds that changes how attractive men find you. And they'll have zero idea why. In 2008, psychologist Andrew Elliott at the University of Rochester showed men a photograph of a woman. Same woman every time, same face, same pose. The only thing that changed was the color of her shirt. Red, white, blue, green, gray. 5 experiments, hundreds of men. And every single time the woman in red was rated as more attractive and more desirable. It gets weirder. When researchers asked men how much money they'd spend on a date with her, the red shirt group said they'd spend more. They were more likely to sit closer to her. And here's the key. When asked why, none of them mentioned the color. Not one. The effect only worked in one direction. Red didn't make the woman seem smarter, kinder, or more likable, just more attractive. And it only worked on men rating women. When women rated other women, the color did nothing. So where does this come from? Elliott called it the romantic red effect, an association between the color red and attraction that shows up across cultures and across centuries. Red lips, red roses on Valentine's Day, red ochre in ancient mating rituals. The pattern has been there the entire time. Whether it's learned or wired in is still debated. Think about what that means. 2 identical women walk into a room, same face, same body, same everything. One is wearing a blue dress, one is wearing a red one. The men in that room will find the woman in red more attractive, and they will never know that a color made that decision for them. But red is something you put on. The next signal is something you do, and it works completely differently depending on who does it. Here's something everyone assumes. Smiling makes you more attractive. It's friendly. It's warm. It's the first thing people tell you to do in a photo. And if you're a woman, they're right. But if you're a man, it's the opposite. In 2011, psychologist Jessica Tracy at the University of British Columbia showed more than 1,000 people hundreds of photographs of the opposite sex. Each photo showed one of three expressions: happiness, pride, or shame, broad smiles, raised chins and puffed out chests, or lowered heads and averted eyes. Men rated smiling women as the most attractive. By far, the proud expression, head up, chest out, actually made women less attractive to men. Now flip it. When women rated the same expressions on men, the results reversed completely. Smiling men were rated the least attractive. Women preferred men who looked proud, or even brooding and slightly ashamed. Think about that. The exact same signal. A smile does the opposite thing depending on who's wearing it. That's not a preference. That's a split in the wiring. A proud expression on a man signals status, competence, physical dominance, traits women associate with protection and providing. A smile on a woman signals warmth and openness, traits men associate with approachability and fertility. Both signals are doing the same job, advertising mate value. But the language is completely different. It's not one system, it's two systems, running different software, reading the same signals in opposite directions. And there's one more signal left, one you can't see at all. You can only hear it. Close your eyes and think about two voices. Scarlett Johansson, low, smoky, almost raspy. Now think about the voice someone uses when they're flirting at a bar. Higher, lighter, almost musical. Those aren't random. Men consistently rate higher-pitched female voices as more attractive. A study published in PLOS ONE tested this across a full range of frequencies, low to high, and men preferred the higher-pitched voice every single time, because higher pitch signals something men's brains are wired to detect: youth, femininity, and elevated estrogen levels. A sound your brain reads as a health cue. But pay attention to this part, because this is where it gets really interesting. Women don't just have a voice, they have voices. A study published in the Journal of Evolutionary Psychology by Paul Fraccaro and his colleagues found that women unconsciously raise their pitch when they're speaking to a man they find attractive. Their vocal cords literally shift without permission. They tested this by having women leave voicemails after seeing either an attractive or unattractive male face. The women who were attracted spoke at a measurably higher pitch. And here's the kicker. When men later listened to those recordings, they rated the higher-pitched versions as more attractive. It's a two-way signaling system. She broadcasts, he receives. Neither one knows it's happening. And a massive 2024 cross-cultural study across 22 countries confirmed this isn't cultural. It's biological. Voice pitch preferences held everywhere they tested, from Europe to Africa to South America. Remember that makeup study from the beginning? Men couldn't explain what they preferred there either. That's not a coincidence. So think about what just happened. Men can't even pick the right amount of makeup. A color they don't notice changes how much they'd spend on a date. The same smile that attracts them to a woman makes him less attractive to her. And a voice shift they can't hear tells them who to pursue. Every single one of these signals operates beneath conscious awareness. Men don't choose what they find attractive. Their brains already chose for them, using a checklist that was written before language existed. But here's what none of this explains: why you find one specific person more attractive than everyone else. Biology gets you in the door, but it doesn't explain the lock. That part isn't evolution. That part is something else entirely, and that's a different video.